In this video, I'll be covering 5 predefined momentum screens from our Trading Ideas section in ChartMill. Momentum trading means that you are primarily concerned with short-term positions. The intention is to buy stocks which are already rising and to sell them again quickly as soon as the first signs are visible that the rising is losing momentum. As an investor, you try to benefit from the high volatility associated with the rise in this relatively short time. It is a very active way of investing that requires a lot of time and attention from the trader. Momentum investing is not only applicable for day trading, it can be perfectly applied in a swing trading strategy where positions are held for a number of days to weeks. ChartMill has a separate section with trading ideas where you can consult several predefined trading screens, depending on your own investment style. Click in the left column on the section Trading Ideas. On the next page, you have several possible options. There are some general filters where you can choose between fundamental or technical analysis and whether you only want long or short screens. You can determine the desired time frame and your preference regarding the strategy via the respective menus. More information about this Trading Ideas section can be found in the introduction video of our ChartMill Academy series on YouTube. For our momentum strategy screen, I selected the following options: long only, technical analysis only, swing trading, momentum as the trading strategy, and ChartMill screens only. These settings give me a total of 25 trading ideas, of which I will review 5 in this video. With the screen price near 52-week high, we can hunt for stocks that are trading close to their highest annual price. Let's take a look at the stock screener settings for this trading idea. First of all, there are some basic filters: minimum price, minimum volume, and the exchange on which the stocks should be listed. For this screen, only US stocks are retained with a minimum price of $3 and a minimum volume of 200,000 shares to ensure sufficient liquidity. Regarding the markets to which the screen should be applied, a handy feature has recently been added whereby it is possible to change the region with just one click to global, US only, Europe only, or Canada only. Furthermore, there are also a number of specific filters that define this trading idea. In this case, we only want to keep shares whose price is close to the highest annual price, more specifically in a range of 5%, and whose most recent trading volume is at least 50% higher than the average volume of the last 50 days. Finally, the stock must have risen at least 1% in the last trading session. To execute the trading idea, you now press the Run button. In the next screen, you will immediately get all the stocks which comply with these filters. From this basic list, you can then manually select the shares which are the most interesting. Of course, you can further adjust the filters if you wish. For example, if you want to apply an extra volume filter whereby you specify that today's volume must be at least 50% higher than yesterday's volume, this can be done. However, the number of shares which meet all criteria will consequently decrease even further. The idea behind this trading screen is that for stocks in an uptrend, which are quoted close to their highest annual price, the chance is fairly big that this price level will be reached again. And as a momentum trader, you can try to profit from that. The bullish engulfing pattern occurs when a negative, relatively small candle is followed by a large positive candle in which the body of the second candle completely surrounds the body of the first candle, or even the entire candle. Strong stocks refer to stocks with a high relative strength. The higher the relative strength, the stronger the stock in question outperforms the market. The screen will thus select strong stocks in a stable uptrend and a bullish engulfing pattern. On the screening page, there are links available to additional articles and videos explaining these concepts. Furthermore, a price and volume filter are also added. Because the bullish engulfing pattern is used in combination with shares which are rising, one does not look for reversal moments, but for intermediate breaks in an existing trend. So here it is, a continuation pattern. The last big bullish candle, which is the closing part of the engulfing pattern, is therefore an indication that the current trend will probably continue. Try to pay particular attention to candles which close very near the high of day and where there is striking volume. In that case, a long entry just above the last white candle with a stop loss below the same candle is a possible setup. This screen uses 2 technical indicators that are closely related, the Keltner channels and the Bollinger bands. A squeeze setup occurs when the Bollinger bands are inside the Keltner channels. When this happens, the stock has been trading in a narrow range for a while. A big move could occur when the stock breaks out of this trading range. The screen does not immediately produce candidates ready for a setup, but these stocks do deserve to be watched as soon as the price breaks out of the existing sideways trading range. A position can then be taken in the direction of the breakout. As a basic filter, only a minimum volume filter of 300,000 units is used here, which can of course be adjusted according to one's own wishes. Regarding the condition that for the selected stocks the Bollinger Bands must be within the Keltner channels, the standard squeeze play filter available in the stock screener is used. Finally, the trend intensity filter with a value higher than 105 is also set here. The trend intensity filter measures the strength of the trend using two simple moving averages, the 7-day average and the 65-day average. The value is obtained by dividing the 7-day average by the 65-day average and multiplying the result by 100. Click the link in the screen for more detailed information. As the name suggests, this is a screen that looks exclusively for the momentum, being stocks in a strong rising trend with increased volume. Again, the screen does not necessarily mean that you can just use all the results as ready-made setups. But the stocks that are showing a price extreme can become interesting for a potential retracement setup as soon as the price falls back a bit. However, there are definitely candidates among them where a low risk setup can be considered. These are the stocks that are already close to resistance due to their strong initial rise and where the price is now barely falling. These conditions are best compared to a spring that is being stretched. As soon as the breakout occurs, under these circumstances, you have a nice entry where you can keep the stop loss relatively small. This screen also uses the trend intensity filter. Furthermore, the filtering is based on minimum volume and the condition that the price should have risen at least 2%. There is an additional volume filter that specifies that the average volume for the last 5 days must be at least 20% higher than the average volume for the last 20 days. The fifth and final momentum trading idea is a screen based on the Bollinger Bands indicator. This screen selects stocks in a rising trend which show a downward price extreme because the closing price suddenly closes below the lower Bollinger Band. The next day, however, a contrarian move occurs with price again closing above the lower Bollinger Band and even above the previous day high. In this way, a strong reversal signal is formed, indicating that the interim downward movement was only short-lived and the main trend may recover, offering opportunities for the short-term investor. This screen uses a number of custom filters in addition to the standard filters available in ChartMill in order to define the specific setup. The first part, specifying that yesterday's close should be lower than the lower Bollinger Band, for example, is defined in the screener as previous close lower than the lower Bollinger Band. The last candle, which again must close higher than the high of the previous candle, is defined as close bigger than the previous high. The additional basic filters are only US stocks with a minimum price of $5, an average daily volume of 500,000, and furthermore, all ETFs are excluded by default. To define the rising trend, we look at how the price compares to the 200 daily moving average, and only stocks that quote above their 200 daily moving average are retained. There you go, these were 5 examples of momentum screens. On the trading ideas page you'll find numerous other predefined screening ideas, and for each screen all used filters are listed individually and you can consult additional documentation in the form of articles or videos. This section is regularly updated with new screens and you can use these directly or use them as a basis to further fine-tune them to your own needs. Finally, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you will be notified when a new video is released. Thanks so much for watching and see you next time.